just in case there is some follow-up investigation if somebody causes my death here. Apparently, the people that rent to me sent me an update of lease, and they, for some reason, believe violent people could be living in this housing development. So they've updated the lease that any type of prosecution thereof could cause an individual to be a victim. So combined with the 3 trash bags missing and the break-in, I sent them a little email saying, thank you for notifying me that violent people could be living here. And I said, you know, it would be related, the 3 trash bags could be related to extortion based upon my previous exemplary and not corrupt government service. It could also be related to me being Jewish. And I said, you know, at this point, I have no evidence to put it anywhere. And again, no further action is required, but I will notify you if I receive extortionate communication. And I guess I left it at that kind of. So again, it may be a little bit something that I don't know about going on in this housing development. I told him, I said, you know, my relationship with my neighbors is great, so I can't say it's any, I don't have any reason to believe it's anybody that lives within this housing development. Again, law enforcement had me communicate to her that it could possibly be an inside, but probably not. Who knows who lives here? Thank you, sir. So again, they have some reason to believe, or maybe they experienced something in another development. It may not even be here, but combined with the theft and the break-in, that, you know, raises the questions. Gotta wonder if they're LDS. Violent LDS members. Definitely were stalked with some sort of intention. Extortion, possible. Sexualization, possible. Spycraft cucking, possible. That's a mechanism I've explained over the years. And the last one, attempting to radicalize into Mr. Church Shooter. I guarantee you, it's not everyone, but a certain percentage of those church shooters were created via PSYOP. And I believe some of the churches are implicated. And so you're not going to back me down from explaining what you're doing from those churches, whether you know it or not. Period. Well, my one neighbor, she seemed to have some issues, but I don't, you know, I just think it's her being alone, needing a little attention. So I talk to her when I can, but it's been snowy, so I haven't had that much opportunity. She said something about her husband getting sick when I talked to her. And, you know, I've had neighbors like that. Again, you know, sometimes a man goes out and works and the woman stays at home. And now I know she works, you know, she's obviously out working. Right? She goes out to work at certain periods of time, I think. Actually, I don't know. She just goes out certain periods of time. I assume she was going to work. She might be retired. I don't know. But a lot of times, the woman doesn't make those inroads that the man did, at least back in the day. It would be her age. And when they get older, if the man goes, there's nothing there. Again, they use that PSYOP on me, where there would be nothing there, hoping at a certain point my mind would fail like Jonathan Muniz did. So I filled them in on the 3. I think that's the number. 3 trash bags were stolen. Again, trying to make me look crazy, but no, you're harassing me. Harassment has no reason. And of course, they steal something that doesn't cost anything. So, well, there's no real loss there. And thank you, Larry. And for all I know, they could be reacting to something that law enforcement notified them of, which is what I'm thinking. That somebody in here might actually be part of it. Right. Maybe try to get them to stop. Because I'm all for that. I'm the type of law enforcement guy that I'd rather. Look, they use disruption corruptly, but I would use disruption, actually nicely. I would try to get somebody to stop from a crime if I believe. Like the one guy in Kansas, in Wichita, that had surgery recently, and they arrested him for terrorism, but they had access to the son. They eventually called the son, but it was too late. They already were going to charge him. And I'm like, you should have called the son right off and took him to the loony boony bin. All right. Again, I'm going to try to stop that boony term. I think it's willed into my language. I think it's black people. It means black people or something, but it's not why I'm saying it. It just rhymes with loony. Again, they'll come out and he's a closet racist. They'll have 5 KKK cops that are investigators say he's a closet racist and rapist, even though they're the rapists and the racists. Right? They hate me because I identified getting a woman intoxicated beyond a certain point, or women that are on medications such as Prozac, and you take them out drinking and you have sex with them, that could be considered rape if you know their condition. Right? So a lot of people hate me for that because a lot of cops do that. Right? Well, they, for some reason, believe that people that are, maybe they couldn't get rid of somebody. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I was thinking maybe they thought somebody that was violent lived in there. Maybe they couldn't get rid of somebody that was convicted of a crime of violence. Right. So again, the stealing of the trash bags could go all the way. Something once been explained to you all. Could go all the way to extortion and racketeering. It's not just the theft of trash bags, and I'm not imagining. First, I thought I was the first couple times. I'm like, yeah, nobody's going to steal my trash bag. I just lost track of it. Right. So you see, they're not testing anybody. They want the person to know that they stole the trash bag. If you test somebody, you take it a couple times and don't worry about it. It may have happened before too. It may be more than 3 times, but in the last week, it looks like it's 3 times. So again, if they're telling you they're trying to get me to shut up, they're actually trying to get me to speak out. You see? If I didn't speak out about it, they kept doing it and actually increased it. It's still a little cool outside. Tomorrow's going to be the big day. That makes me wonder that somebody's here that they know about. Face it, there's Nazi secret societies everywhere. And this is a German county, or German-based Heritage County. Kansas is one of those places where Nazis reside. And I'm sure this area also. So I don't know. I might call the police this week just to let them know that something has happened now that she put that there. And at least notifying me that there could be violent people here. Actually, I'm going to let her know the whole thing so she can, or maybe somebody else will call me. I don't know. Just so she can know everything, what's going on over here. And she knows them, so she can call them and say, is there anybody we should know about? Or maybe it's the reverse. They're telling them that there's somebody in here violent. Now remember, we don't have access out here to chat logs, but law enforcement does. So if law enforcement knows somebody's stealing my trash bags and they know that is, they can get wiretaps and things like that. Right. And then look at their emails, their chat logs. If you're stalking me online, that's your problem, not mine. I've got a podcast here, an investigative podcast. You're not investigating me. I'm investigating you all. And you'll find that out over time as things begin to move. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God and all.